What in the wide?
Get on with it. Yes, get on with it.
Oh, I am enjoying this scene.
Get on with it.
Welcome, everybody, to another edition of Sports Church. I'm your host, John Kermane, a.k.a. Friar Mini. I'm a United States Marine Corps veteran. 2311 was my MOS. Yes, I'm a card carrier member of the E4 Mafia, allegedly. And I'm an OG of this network, our brand new network, Veteran Revolt Radio. All right, Sports Church. Hey, yeah, we gather together to worship at the altar of competition where grown men and women play with balls, beat the shit out of each other, and drive around in circles. We won't cover everything, but we cover what we love, and it shows. So without further ado, let's get this party started. I got a lot to unpack, short time together. We are without brother Bishop Pook Dawg, and Richie has moved on to greener pastures, so it'll be just us four. And I don't know how we're going to do NFL. We're going to divvy that up, or, hey, if you're out there, you're a veteran, you want to get a start doing live streaming and podcasting, let us know. And if you're a big NFL geek, even better. The trifecta would be it was a female NFL football guru. That would be like hitting the lottery. So if she exists, please contact us. Without further ado, we've got a special guest on tonight that Devil Dog's going to kind of fill you in on while I quickly look him up on Baseball Reference again for like the fifth time. But my co-host, he's a co-host on The Bar, which gets every Saturday night at 2100 Eastern Standard Time right here on the Veteran Revolt Radio on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and the Rumble. Get on over. You don't have any of those accounts, get an account. Twitter's hilarious now, or X as it's called. I love it. It's so much fun. And Rumble is great for free speech platforms, alternative side to YouTube. We're also on YouTube. Haven't got dinged by them yet, which is a shock, but I'm sure it'll happen one day. Of course, we're always on the Zuck book, if you will. So, yes. Anyways, if you didn't check out last night's show, it was a barn burner because it lasted like over 11 hours because somebody forgot to turn off the broadcast. So, yeah, that was funny. But without further ado, he's a United States Naval Veteran, Fleet Marine Force Corpsman, Devil Dawg. Without any fanfare, here he is. What up, man?
Nothing much. So I didn't turn it off.
Nope. No, there's like an 11-hour video out there, and like, I don't know, whatever you guys got off till when I shut it off this morning. It was just this is that all you looked at. All you looked at was this. You looked at that, and you looked at that, and you didn't look at this. Neither of this was here. That's what you saw for like 9 hours, probably. Fucking morons. I come in, sit down, do a little pre-show work in the morning because I had to go to this very important birthday party. And for 3-year-olds who aren't going to remember that I'm there. And yeah, my back's been all fucked up. I really didn't want to go. I didn't want to drive with me in the car, but I went anyways. But yeah, I came down here to do some work, set up the stream and whatnot, and jot down a couple notes, which I've seen lost, but they're in my head, so it's all right. But yeah, I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm like, oh my. And broadcast. How did it go? I don't know. I wasn't there for the last 8 hours. I was there for 2. Yeah. Fucking left it on. Jesus. Such a professional fucking crew we run here, man. It's awesome. I was laughing so hard. I'm like, why am I seeing myself? Like I sat there, like, wait. Oh my God. I looked up at the upper right hand corner and it's still going. And I'm like, what the fuck? So that's kind of quality you get here at the Sports Church and Veteran Revolt Radio, man. Oops. It happens, man. But we're here having fun. We're here to talk about sports we love. Next up is our other co-host who will be joining us today. It's Pops. Why do we call him Pops? Because he's my Pops. He's been in the auto racing industry as a writer, videographer, sports reporter, team liaison, you name it, over the last 50 years. So no, anybody else personally is more qualified to speak on the subject. Without further ado, please welcome to the altar of competition where we work at Sports Church, Pops.
Evening, folks. And I have to admit, my Reds are a game and a half behind. I don't know. They all of a sudden got the losing ways, even though Milwaukee's having losing ways. So it's a race to the bottom.
Because you ran into the buzzsaw that is now the Chicago Cubs.
Yeah, they're trying to get into it. Yep.
Putting in beer league softball numbers against your Reds.
16 runs in two games. That's not bad.
Oh, 36.
Oh, was it really?
Yeah.
Holy cow.
Record has been broken since 1901. It wasn't even it was still dead ball era baseball when they did that. Yeah, the first game you guys won, and I'm like, oh no. You know, this could be bad. And then we came back, put 20 on it, put 16 on, and then won by a few runs the next time. And yeah, took 2 or 3 from the Braves. Woo!
Yeah, you do that, you're doing okay.
Hottest team since the All-Star break is the Cubs.
You want to say hi?
The only team better than them in offensive categories is the Atlanta Braves.
Really?
Hey, how you doing, Combs? Yeah. What's up, Chica? Since the All-Star break, the only team better than the Cubs is the Braves. The Braves have just been ruling everybody all year. So
okay,
we'll see. We got a road trip coming up with. I think we play the Mets, which is good for us. And I think we play Toronto, and then we come back home. But yeah, the NL Central heating up a little bit, so I'm pretty excited as watching these games with my father-in-law in the other room.
Okay.
And
That'd be fun because he's a Reds fan, big time.
Yeah, so it was kind of hard not to over celebrate because like he was just getting stomped. But I enjoyed him. I'm sure most Reds fans did it. But you know, speaking of that, they didn't do jack shit at the trade deadline. That's never really a good thing to do.
Yeah, the Reds didn't do diddly squad in the trade. So
no, they did. Well, they figured. I don't know what they were thinking. If they figured they've got they were trying to move India, then India got hurt. Then they were mentioning a couple blockbuster deals with like New York and LA, but nothing ever happened. So yeah, they didn't go anywhere. And I guess it's because they're right there, and why give up which is one of the most valuable farm systems in baseball? Why give up anything for a possible run? I don't know. We'll see.
if they had some pitching, they could. It would be very easy, but they don't have the pitching.
Well, and it was very much a seller's market this year with trades, and who was out there that was going to the Reds were willing to pay for, and who was available with control, and fucking nobody, any of those pitchers that made that were either going to be too expensive, like Verlander or Scherzer, or the Uri kid in Miami. Miami's not selling.
Did Texas get Verlander?
Texas got Scherzer.
Oh, okay.
And Houston, the house that Verlander built, that's where he went to. The place where he did the old, I'm going to write my number and give it to a hot chick in the stands move.
Okay.
You know who that hot chick was?
No, who?
Kate Upton.
Oh, really?
They have like five kids now. So, yeah, he found his pretty lady and just started a franchise with her.
I guess.
She's gorgeous, man. She's gorgeous. She likes baseball. Win. But yeah, a lot to talk about. We'll get into that. We've got a very, very special guest that Doc is going to go ad nauseum about introducing. I suppose you might as well do that. I don't know when you have Kurt coming on.
Doc is muted right now, so
he's muted apparently. You want to put your stuff back on so I can speak it? No?
He's not looking at the screen.
No, he's talking to his wife. Okay, well, we'll keep riffing. We'll do our best. I got a bunch of new buttons to try out. I'm sure Dad would recognize lots of them.
Lighten up, Francis.
That's the fact, Jack! That's the fact, Jack!
It was his best movie. No ifs, ands, or buts.
It was pretty good. It was pretty good. All right, Doc. When's our guest coming on?
Just waiting for him to log on.
All right.
I sent him the link and everything. So if Pop wants to get his segment done with before he joins us,
I gotta go run.
Hey, Johnny, can you find the slides?
Yeah, but I gotta go run and do something real quick.
Well, how about Pops just does it the way he does it with me? He just does it without the slides while you go take care of something.
He's got the slides. He needs the slides.
Oh,
okay.
and
Just talk about the trade deadline. I'll be back in 5 minutes.
Okay.
I gotta go handle something.
Okay.
We'll do this one.
Ow. Didn't sound good.
No, it didn't.
All right, where are we at? Well, the Cup guys, NASCAR Cup guys, are in Michigan, and Michigan is underwater right now. They got a nasty storm up there with a lot of lightning and all that kind of crazy stuff. So they called it. They postponed it after 74 laps. So that takes care of the Cup boys. F1 has done their bit. They've got a stranglehold on the championship. There's just no way that anybody is going to be able to even come close to Max. So he's basically a lock. I guess that's the best way to describe it.
He's basically won the title already.
Oh hell no! They got like 10 races left, but there's just no freaking way
anybody can catch him.
Yeah, he's at 314 points. The next guy is
90.
The next guy is his teammate, and he is at 180 some odd points. I mean, so he's like 130 points down, which is kind of like ridiculous.
Yeah, nobody's going to be able to catch him.
No,
even if they won out, nobody could catch him.
Yeah. The neat thing is that Fernando Alonso is now sitting in third place. This is the old part. The that is a many-time champion, and he went with Aston Martin to spice up their team, and they're sitting in third place, which is outrageous. Or Fernando is. The team itself is not doing all that well. The team is. Let's see where the team is. There we go. The team is in third place, 50 points back of Mercedes. So it goes Oracle Red Bull Racing, 503 points. So no one's going to catch them either. Second place is Mercedes AMG Petronas team with 247. So they got like half the points of Red Bull. Aston Martin is 196 points in third. Ferrari, the shame for Ferrari, 191 points. That's just totally ridiculous. People are going to get fired over that one. And McLaren sits in fifth place with 103 points. So it has not been a good season for F1 as far as the Mercedes and Ferrari boys. At Michigan on Saturday, had an excellent race. And John Nemechek walked away with it. Josh Berry finished up in second place. Josh has not won this year. He's sitting in fifth place in the standings, but he doesn't have a win. So anybody that's got a win is going to get moved in front of him. So Josh Berry really needs to have a win. Sam Mayer got his win last week. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. The unusual thing is that a guy, Ryan Truex, who's just running part-time. I don't think he's going to run 15 races this year. Has a win, which would put him into the playoffs, but because he doesn't have enough entries in, enough entries that he's participating in, he's not eligible to participate in the playoffs. So it's part of guys that are awesome racers and race every week, but they don't have a win. And then you got a guy with a win, Ryan Truex, with with not enough races to qualify. So it's kind of like, okay, let's see if we can do something crazy now. And that's what happened. Next slide is IndyCar. And this is an interesting story. Kyle Kirkwood was a driver that was picked up to drive for Andretti, but because Andretti had a commitment to another driver, he ended up going to AJ Foyt Racing last year. Well, AJ Foyt doesn't have the quality equipment that the Andretti, Ganassi, he just doesn't have the equipment. And so Kyle Kirkwood put on some good performances, but there was no way to win. However, the first race this year, Kyle Kirkwood wins. And then he goes and that was at Long Beach, which is a tough concrete corridor, I guess is the best way to describe it, because it's tough. But anyway, he wins that race. And then he yesterday at Nashville, which is again another concrete corridor where you got barriers on both sides. You make a mistake and you end up demolishing the car. He ends up winning the race over Scott McLaughlin. McLaughlin, for the second year in a row, was the fast qualifier and looked like he was going to walk away with the race. But when the pit work exchanges went on, Kirkwood came out in front and he held McLaughlin off. Alex Palou, the points leader, finished in third place. Joseph Newgarden it was in fourth, and in fifth place was Scott Dixon, the perennial champion. And that means that the IndyCar standings are Alex Palou with 513 points. He's pretty much walking away with this, but Joseph's got a chance. He's still only 100 points behind. So he's got 429 points. Scott Dixon, the 6-time champion, is in third place with 387 points. Scott McLaughlin, this is his third year in IndyCar. He is in fourth place with 371 points. By the way, Scott Dixon and Scott McLaughlin both come from New Zealand. Don't know why that they're paired up there, because Dixon would run for Ganassi. So it's interesting. And then Marcus Ericsson is in fifth place, and he also races for Ganassi. So you got Alex Palou, Ganassi, Scott Dixon, Ganassi, and Marcus Ericsson, Ganassi. So the first, third, and fifth places are Ganassi drivers. Newgarden in second, and McLaughlin in fourth are both Penske drivers. So it's running true to course. It's a shame that Andretti doesn't have his act together this year. They are having nothing but trouble.
Why is that?
Sometimes teams just go the wrong way, and it takes forever to get back to where they need to be.
Was it personnel change? Did they have personnel changes this year?
Like, they always have personnel changes.
Well, I mean,
years.
crew chiefs,
so
stuff like that.
You lose an engineer, and the new guy makes a change, and all of a sudden it doesn't work. Same thing happened in Formula One with the Austin Martin guys. They had a great start of the season. I think they had podiums in the first 5 races, and then they got to Canada, and they made a change which was designed to improve the car, and because of the way the race was, it looked like it was a valuable thing. Unfortunately, to get the next race and the cars are not even competitive. So it's a change that was designed to make things better, but it didn't work. And when you're spending the money that they're spending, that's an expensive operation, especially when you got to redo it completely.
Oh, sure.
But anyway, it looked like Michigan is still underwater, and the storm is just hanging up there. It's not moving fast at all. So I don't think they got lights, so they can race at night. But if the storm stays around too much longer, they can't get the track dry to race. So they're going to have to finish it off tomorrow probably. And let's see what else has happened. Oh, and SRX, Paul Tracy, he was known as the Chrome Horn, and that's you end up kicking somebody out of the way using your front bumper. Well, in IndyCar, you don't have horns. You don't have bumpers. But he was able to move people out of the way. And he was doing that in SRX. And he got a couple guys upset to the point that the nicest guy on this planet said, if he's racing, I'm not racing. I don't want to have anything to do with him anymore.
Wow.
The SRX told the best told Paul Tracy the best thing to do is sit out a couple weeks. So Tracy is no longer participating in the SRX series. But it's up. I mean, because this is mostly for fun. The SRX series. Yes, there is competition, but it's not big money. It's just guys having fun.
It's bragging rights and whatnot. Yeah.
And Paul Tracy just takes his fun a little bit too far, I guess. Is the best way to explain it. But Paul has been this way all his career. I mean, all the way through kart and through Champ Car, and I guess that's it. He never did anything in IndyCar because he retired. So, but he was known that he made Earnhardt look like an angel. I guess that's the best way to describe it. It's a shame to see because that is such a fascinating league. But the amazing thing is they took Tracy out of the car and put Johnny Benson in, and they were over at Marne, Michigan, racing, and he's I think a 4 or 5 time champion at that racetrack. So they put him in, and by gosh and by golly, he won. So, well, you try to do your best, I guess, and make it competitive. They had 3 cautions because he was racing. He was running away from everybody, and they wanted to jam the field back up.
Nice.
And, they had to throw caution flags just to get the cars back together again. Anyway, so I was wondering last night. John apparently wasn't on part of the program because he was having trouble with the computers, and I was trying to figure out how the hell you were doing the program, because if he fired it up and he disappears, the whole program disappears. But apparently you were able to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has admin rights, so if I'm not here, he can run the show.
Cool.
We never got around to show him how to do everything, but he can run it.
I just forgot to hit in broadcast.
Yeah.
I just
you might want to talk to Rumble and Facebook and everybody and tell them, hey, the last 8 hours you can probably erase.
Yeah, I wish we could. There's another show that I've been meaning to take off, and I keep forgetting to do it. Our After Darts at the Legion episode of the bar. It lasted about 45 minutes, and neither of us could see. We were so hammered. Yeah, or talk. It was bad. Okay, it was bad. Yeah.
But Blue and my wife held it down really good.
Yeah, for sure. All right, Dan. I guess that wraps up auto sports. Like I asked Pook, anything else big coming up that we need to pay attention to? Like, of course, Michigan, which is, I don't know, never very exciting race for me ever. Really,
the track is so big. It is just, it's fun for the drivers.
Yeah,
I mean, they can run 4 and 5 wide, and they do.
Yeah,
it's such a big and highly banked track. IndyCar, when they first started going there, they ended up putting angle irons on the wings of the cars to slow them down.
Yeah,
because they were going faster than they were at Indianapolis, and they couldn't have that happen. No one goes faster than Indianapolis, so they put basically angle irons on the wings that be like an air dam and slow them down.
Wow.
But that is a wild, wild track. Do you remember when before they repaved it, they had some unbelievable seams in the pavement, the blacktop, right where they were joined together? They didn't do it right, and so there were, I don't know, if you got a tire in one of those seams, you went where the seam went, and that's not the way you're supposed to be racing.
No.
And so there's a lot of guys that run to the wall because they got caught up in a seam.
All righty. Yeah, so I guess we'll just keep on going on. Doc, do you want to cover any boring stuff so I can go take a smoke, or are you?
Yeah, I'll cover boring stuff.
Boring stuff. Boring stuff is stuff I don't give a shit about. That's it. It's basically basketball and hockey. I
have nothing to report on that front because there is nothing to report.
There's nothing to report.
No, because the only funny thing to report is the number 1 draft pick in NHL was able to do 8 pull-ups.
That seems a bit on the small side.
Well, when you see him, he's about that big.
Still, I was probably about that big and could do 20 before I went to boot camp. I mean, they were allowing kipping at the time too, so that helped.
He kipped 5 of them.
Did he? Well, I guess he's not going to be, a very physical player, is he?
They're comparing him to Wayne Gretzky.
Oh God! Every time I gotta do this shit.
Well, he's Canadian.
Oh well, that helps. I mean, there's not a lot of them. So, God bless you.
You show me a Canadian that doesn't play hockey.
I don't know. I'm sure there's some that don't.
I'll show you a guy here in Florida that doesn't now like hockey all of a sudden.
Yeah. All
hey,
right.
I got a question. I don't have a picture. I know I must be connected to you, but none of my browsers are set up to show the show.
I have
That's
no
weird.
idea. You're fine on our end.
All right.
I can see you fine.
Right back.
In let's see. Okay, we can do this. I actually like this league. I actually like this sport. Many people don't. The WNBA, the Las Vegas Aces have clinched because they're 24-3. The number 2 ranked team is the New York Liberty at 22-6. Then you have the Connecticut Sun at 20-7. The Dallas Wings at 15-13. Atlanta is 15-13. Team in DC is 13-14. Minnesota is 13-15. The Chicago Sky is 12-15. The LA Sparks is 10-18. Seattle is 7-20. Phoenix is 7-20. And Indiana is 7-21.
Hey, I just found the show. So you like women's basketball?
That's all I've had out of that.
That was all that was left. That was all that was left.
Yeah, I had one glass today when I woke up. That was all that was you guys left me.
You and Gavin are the only ones that drink that.
No, that entire gallon, I've had 2 glasses since that gallon's been open.
No, yesterday morning there was enough for like another bowl and like 2 glasses.
Well,
Just drink the A2 milk.
No.
You don't even taste it.
Hey, welcome back.
yeah, sorry about that.
So what intrigued you about women's basketball?
Just the way they play,
Yeah.
and a few of the players, I saw them in college,
Yeah.
and they're really good. I mean, minus the dunks, I look at it as old style NBA.
Yeah.
Because up until Dr. J came in the league, who was dunking?
Yeah. Well, I know that when I was in high school, this is back in the Stone Ages, but when I was in high school, it was a technical foul to dunk.
Yeah, I remember that.
I go, no, you got to be kidding me. I never had to worry about that. I'm lucky I can touch the net. That's with a good jump.
But yeah, there one of the girls, she went to the University of Oregon and she plays for the New York Liberty. Her name's Sabrina Ionescu. Her freshman year at college, she was in the Mamba program with Kobe Bryant.
Oh, really?
And
wow.
Yeah. And she plays phenomenal. She set a 3-point record during the 3-point contest during the All-Star game. She went 38 for 40 in the final round.
That's unreal. 38 for 40 and a 3-pointer. Give me a break. At 40, I would be lucky to even hit the backboard.
And when she was done, she goes, "Eat your heart out, Steph Curry."
Oh, wow.
Because Steph Curry didn't even do that.
Yeah. Oh, wow. I don't know what makes a 3-point shooter good, but they go to a point on the court and just fire.
Yeah.
I don't know how in the hell you do that.
I guess it's either, the way you warm up, or you just know that is your absolute spot.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember we had guys in high school that could do a corner shot. go one way or the other. You're either hitting the backboard or you're missing the bank. The whole rim.
You're missing the whole thing.
They were able to sink them. What else we got?
Oh yeah.
John just
something
back in
college football. Oregon and the University of Washington have left for the Big Ten.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What
that now leaves Cal.
Yeah.
Arizona State. Washington State and Stanford left in the Pac-12. And the Big 12 has reached out to all those schools if they want to join.
How many schools are now in the 12?
There's 18 in the Big 10 and 16 in the Big 12.
Wow.
And to really make things interesting, because of a TV deal that's not happening, FSU is pissed at the ACC because they're not getting college isn't getting the revenue.
Yeah.
So FSU has said, if we don't make so much money, we're leaving the conference. And the SEC said, okay, come our way. And the SEC also reached out to North Carolina, Notre Dame. Yes, Notre Dame.
They left the Big Ten?
Notre Dame's not in the Big Ten. They're independent.
Well, they were unaffiliated for a long time, but who were they? Who did they leave?
Nobody. They've never been in a conference.
Oh, okay.
Not their football team.
The only time they were made to join a conference was during COVID, and they went to the ACC. Yeah, just because of COVID. The SEC reached out to Notre Dame, University of North Carolina, Virginia, and West Virginia if they want to join.
Huh.
And Virginia Tech. So basically, the way I'm looking at it now, if everything goes right, the Big Ten will basically be the north part of the Civil War, and the SEC will be everybody from the south, below the Mason-Dixon line. It's going to be blue against gray all over again. Oh, hence there's a football game that does that called the blue and gray game.
Yeah, there you go.
Where it's the north and the south.
Did anybody watch the Cleveland New York game?
Mm-mm.
That was last
the Hall of Fame game? No.
I saw bits and pieces of it, but from what I saw, those backup players look pretty good.
Yeah. Why didn't Aaron Rodgers play? I mean, he didn't even dress. I don't think.
No, none of the starters dressed.
Wow.
They won't dress till like the third or fourth preseason game. Just to get reps in. They're doing their reps in practice, but this is just so teams can see how their drafted players are, and people that were coming off injury or the PUP list, they can get a feel of live contact again. Yeah. They may, within the next game or so, play like a series and then go out just so they can start getting reps up.
Oh, all right. Should we get into some baseball then?
Yeah, we'll jump into baseball until Kirk jumps on.
All right,
and then
let's do that.
When Kirk comes on, we'll have fun because he was drafted. He was drafted by the Reds.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
he was really funny right now. Los Angeles is playing San Diego.
Yeah, I know.
Tommy Lasorda.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Fuck Tommy Lasorda.
Oh, you can ask Kurt about Tommy Lasorda. He'll tell you a story.
About Lasorda?
Yeah, he had some very nice words to say about the fat little Italian.
He's one of the few people.
His exact words in a newspaper when I was a kid. One of his teammates I want to say it was a game in July of '82. got hit by a pitcher.
Yeah.
And the very next day in the newspaper, they interviewed Kirk, and he goes, well, yeah, of course that guy should be fined. And the fat little fucking Italian that ordered him to do it should be fined too.
Speaking of fines, to start off baseball a little bit before we get to the standings, my boy, Jackie Robinson.
Oh,
I mean,
Lord, not
Tim
very Jackie
Anderson.
Robinson like.
Got in a little dust up last night with the Cleveland Guardians, Jose Ramirez. And this is how it went for him.
Now Hosey and Anderson square off. They're fighting. They're swinging. Down goes
Frazier.
Yeah, one punch, man, he goes out.
He fucking
and
drilled him.
Anderson square off. They're fighting. They're swinging. Down goes Anderson. Down goes.
Isn't that great? He called it perfectly too. Down goes Anderson. The one guy did not get let go in the absolute fire sale of the Chicago White Sox at the trade deadline. Boy, I wonder why. Is it because he's having one of the worst seasons a baseball player could have? 2, he has a shitty fucking attitude. And 3, he likes to shit talk his way all around the bases. Was warned during the game to stop busting on the Cleveland Guardians rookie. And apparently Ramirez, who had heard about this, was like, no. You don't pick on the rook. That's my job. And after a rather unnecessary slap, whatever you want to call it, on Jose Ramirez as he's sliding into second, Jose took exception to Tim Robinson, Tim Anderson. It's all on purpose, by the way. And they had some moves. It's words, and Tim Anderson came out at the end of that. So too bad for him. See you out of baseball next year, big boy. Yeah, probably not, because they're paying him some money, but I don't know if you DFA guy paying that much money, but maybe. But moving on. We go to the standings real quick. Let's
Oh, so, wait a minute. I forgot. I had a pizza. I forgot. We got another suspension in racing. Wait till you hear this one.
No, I know all about it. I'm just looking for an appropriate button. Go for it.
He was suspended from his team and then suspended from NASCAR because he liked a post.
Yeah.
Now the post was kind of stupid, but suspend somebody, ruin their life because he put I like this.
Yeah.
I thought the team was absolutely ridiculous to suspend him for that. But then NASCAR comes along and indefinitely suspends him from a NASCAR. That's just it's worse than Kyle's suspension.
But it's no different. I mean, it's the same bullshit, right? It's everybody panicking. Oh, the woke mob's going to come after us. You know what you need to do with the woke mob? Just ignore them.
Yeah.
99% of the time,
back.
They don't follow your product. They don't spend money on your product, and they don't give a shit about your product. So to ignore them is simply to just make them not exist, because they're not a part of your brand, and they never have been. But you're terrified of it. And the social media post in question was a meme about George Floyd's face on a crab. It said under the sea, under the knee, and he liked it. All right. And now whatever you say about that, whether right or wrong, for a guy to lose his job for that.
Yeah.
What? Like, that's the most ridiculous shit ever.
Now, here's the thing. The team that suspended him is Legacy Motorsports, which is a new team formed last year by 7-time champion. And now this is what happens to me. I lose track of people's names. But anyway, he will react like he did. So I can see that suspension. but NASCAR suspended him is just totally ridiculous over a like. Now, it'd be one thing if he posted that.
Yeah.
But to like it.
And how the hell did anybody find this out? Well, they got people looking at the driver's social media accounts and be looking for anything.
It's just there's so many people seeing stuff on social media. Somebody said something to somebody, and that caused somebody to look it up.
Jesus.
What in the wide world of sports is going on here? I had you people try to get a little track lead, not to jump around like a bunch of Kansas City faggots.
Blazing Saddles? Was that from Blazing
Saddles? Yes, sir. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely ridiculous. And here's a good thing. He needs to contact Elon Musk over at X, formerly known as Twitter.
Yeah.
If you don't have a Twitter account, get one. Sign up. Super easy. Then search Veteran Revolt Radio. Give us a follow. You can actually watch us on Twitter or watch past shows on Twitter. In fact, I think I can get over there right now, unless I might have deleted it. Yeah, I closed that window, but I'll be over there in a second. I can check on Twitter, aka X. But
hey, I'm just trying to get going on Rumble, and now you tell me, and there's another one I gotta go to. Okay.
Oh yeah, Twitter. I love Twitter, man. Twitter's fun. I enjoy it. And I actually get to interact with some people I never thought I'd be able to interact with. Too much of a pussy to ask them to come on the show, but still interact with them. Yeah. What else was I gonna do as far as videos? Well, Doc is getting ready here. I had a whole bunch of shit actually. It's the where is it? It's the where's my girl Sarah? Where's she at?
I put 3 of them out last night. Late.
Yeah. Dallas Parade.
So the wife has a question there, Minnie.
Oh boy, here we go.
If your dad is a Reds fan,
yeah,
your wife's family and your wife is a Reds fan.
Yeah.
How are you a Cubs fan?
Well, my dad grew up
recovering San Diego fan.
No, my dad grew up in Cincinnati. Okay. I was born and raised in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, a little bit in Green Bay, Wisconsin. And we got cable right after we got rid of our black and white TV. I still remember that motherfucker. And guess what was on at 1:20 p.m. every single day? Just
Cubs baseball.
Cubs baseball, yep. Baby. And who was broadcasting? Harry Carey and Steve Stone. So, you had the Sandberg, the Gracies, Rafael Palmeiro there for a minute, Dunston, the Hawk. And it was just the coolest. It was different than any other baseball game I ever heard called in my life. And I grew up listening to Bob Uecker on the radio.
Back to you, Steve.
Yeah. Schmidt spelled backwards is like, oh God, Harry. All right, enough with the PBRs, bro. No,
this is a great beer. Back to you, Steve.
Yeah. But it was great, man. And so I just became a Cubs fan because I love the lovable losers. I love the like 88 with Sut and whatnot. There was a good chance there, but it was just a perfect storm. The Brewers were terrible and not getting any better. We had a couple good players in my tenure. Two most notable was Paul Mulder and Robin Yount.
Yeah.
And they were great. Yeah. But there was never a surrounding cast, and it was just painful to watch, let alone go to. It was a terrible stadium. If you don't know what that Milwaukee County Stadium looked like, you ever watch the movie Major League? That's Milwaukee County Stadium. Yeah. It was
you guys had Gary Sheffield and traded him away.
We had a lot of people and traded them away because they couldn't afford anybody.
And traded him away.
And Greg Vaughn.
Yeah.
They used to have a section in left field called Vaughn's Valley where you used to just hit fucking 30 dingers a year into that fucking little alley. But it was a terrible stadium. So it was just Wrigley Field. In fact, I never saw in person nor got to attend a game in Wrigley Field till I was 24 until I moved to Chicago. And like the next time I take my son up there, or the first time I take him up there, I'm going to cry because that place is extremely special to me. I went to 53 games in 2003 when they were on their run, and just been absolutely obsessed with them ever since. For the of course, it comes from my girl Sarah Langs. I don't think she knows she's my girl. She's a married lady, but she's still my girl. I love her. She's currently fighting the indiscriminate killer ALS. It will take her down at one point. It does, as it does everybody. But she always puts out. Huh? No, she's worked for Sunday Night Baseball as a researcher.
Okay.
In ESPN, like Uber Nugget Chief, like 10th level final boss researcher. And so this is I'm Not Crying, You're Crying Week. Awarded by Sarah Lang. Remember, baseball is the best. Search that on Google or whatever, Safari, and you'll find baseball's best T-shirt. It's $30. Proceeds go to ALS research, and I will have one.
What are you doing with my balls?
I'll have one next week to show you guys because I'm ordering it. But 7-year-old Caleb was upset that he got separated from his parents in the melee that was a pregame festivities, I guess. And Bryce Harper, one of the most hated men in baseball for
really
season, decides to come in and save the day. Oh. So they later took selfies, and he gave the kid a bunch of memorabilia, and then the parents were found and reunited with the child, and it was just very cool. So good on Bryce Harper, one of the most hated villains in baseball. I don't understand. I guess I understand a little bit why they don't like him. That dude plays so hard with so much passion. I mean, I wouldn't want to play with anybody else on my team, but I understand that if he was on the opposing team, I'd probably hate him.
Yeah.
But that's a lot of great players, right?
Yep.
And Bryce, if he can manage to stay healthy for a little while longer, should be a Hall of Famer. But I mean, this kid has been hated since he was 17 years old in Vegas, playing just out of his fucking mind baseball, and everybody knowing he's getting drafted out of high school. Played alongside against anybody?
Chris Bryant.
Chris Bryant. Good on you, man. Good on you. Yeah. What the hell happened to Chris Bryant? Oh, he went to Colorado. Yeah. But yeah, let's go to the standings, man, and I'll pop in, of course, as I usually do, and I got some more videos to play towards the end.
Okay. So I will go through what I think are the two worst divisions in baseball. I'll start off with the National League Central.
Okay.
In last place, you have the Cardinals, 49-64, 11 games back, -28 run differential, 3-7 in their last 10. Then you have the Pittsburgh Pirates, who my idol used to play for at one point in time, 2 different times. 50-61, 9 games back, -78 run differential, 6-4 in their last 10. Then you have the Reds at 59-55, 1.5 games back, -29 run differential, 3-7 in their last 10. Then you have the Cubs, 58-54, 1.5 games back, plus 75 run differential. 7-3 in their last 10.
Third highest run differential, and all they added was Candelario from Washington. They didn't make a lot of moves. We were talking about this earlier in the show, but Reds, people surprised they didn't make a lot of moves. Worst starting between first and third worst starting ERA in baseball. but they had a good June, and so everybody's like, "Oh, we'll be fine. We're getting Ludlow and Green back, and we'll be good to go." Well, maybe, but no. Turns out no. 3-7 in your last 10. Get smoked by the Cubs, putting up fucking beer league softball numbers, 20 to fucking 6, 15 to 9. Like, what is going on? No, you needed to make a move, but maybe they're waiting for the offseason. There are some prime people coming up on the free agent market, possibly. Some of them might get extended. Some of them might not, but maybe they're waiting for that. Maybe they're waiting for the winter meetings and the trades that can happen during that. But the Reds stayed pat, and it looks like it kind of bit them in the ass because their bullpen is now worn out, and their starting pitching without Ludlow and Green is rubbish. I don't know. The Cubs, they added a couple pieces, but nothing significant. Although Candelario, I think that's his name, from Washington, corner infielder.
Candelario.
Yeah, he's been on fire. He's been hitting. I mean, I think he's batting like 800 since he's come to the Cubs. It's pretty ridiculous. But and the Brewers pretty much sat pat too. So I don't know.
Who knows? Yeah.
The NL Central is without question up for grabs. And if you look at the schedule going down the rest of the way, the Cubs have the easiest one.
Yeah.
Easier than the Reds, easier than the Brewers. So the only thing is I think the Cubs end up last week of the season playing the Brewers in a 3-game series. It's not the end. So we could actually have a very important divisional race because, it looks like as of now that third wild card is kind of up for grabs. The Marlins are looking at it for sure. The Diamondbacks are looking at it for sure. So in order to get out and into the playoffs and play some home games in the NL Central, you got to win that division. And the Cubs with the only plus run differential, we'll see.
If the season ended right now, it would be the Giants, the Phillies, the Cubs, and the Reds. That's the 4 teams vying for a spot. And the Marlins are a half a game back of the Reds and the Cubs. Then the Diamondbacks are a game and a half back. And then the Padres are 2.5 games back.
Nice.
And then for the American League, it's the Rays, the Astros, and the Blue Jays.
Gotcha. All right. Well, I mean, not much else to talk about the NL Central, I think. So
nope. Other than the Brewers at 60-53, -8 and 3-7 in their last 10. Moving on to the American League Central. Kansas City Royals at 36-77, 23.5 games back. Negative 162 run differential. But they're 3-7 in their last 10.
Hey.
Then you have the White Sox, 45-68, 14 games back.
Hey, what are the chances that Chicago falls behind Kansas City after a fire sale? Because they traded their 2 best pitchers. Allegedly 2 best. They kept Dylan Cease, which makes no sense. They should have traded
him. Yeah, but that was 9 game difference.
Yeah, but they unloaded like 5 players from their team. This is what the Cubs did a couple of years ago. Remember when I called it after a no-hitter? Yeah. I'm like, they're going to blow this team up. And you're all like, no. I'm like, I'm fucking telling you, they're blowing it up. And the White Sox blew it up almost as much as the Cubs did. But they held on to Dylan Cease, who's a pitcher with control, several years of control, promising young dude. Could have got a ton for him. But
didn't want to give him up.
Well, maybe they didn't want to give him up. Maybe there was, I don't know, but if you're going to fire sale, you should fire sale, right?
If you're going hard in the paint, go hard in the paint.
Right. And the White Sox didn't. They get rid of Tim Anderson. They didn't get rid of who's my boy in the outfield?
Oh, Robert?
Yeah, Robert Jr. Yeah, they didn't load him either. So yeah, it is what it is, I guess.
So, I mean, the Royals will catch the White Sox.
Yeah, I think
There's going to be 3 teams in one division with a negative or more of 100 run differential.
Yeah, probably.
Because next up is the Detroit Tigers.
Woo!
49-62, 9 games back, negative 105 run differential.
Is there any possibility that the football coach and the baseball coach got confused and went to the wrong team?
No. Detroit hasn't been shit since 2009.
When did Sparky leave?
In the 80s.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because the last time the Detroit Tigers were any good was when they had Verlander and Scherzer.
Yeah.
You're muted, bro.
I don't understand that. Detroit, like, it's not a major market. It's not a minor market. It's kind of a mid-market team. But
Who's
Blave their GM,
that park is so conducive to pitching. I don't know why their entire organization isn't focused on developing pitching. I know they moved the fences in, but it's still a pitcher's ballpark without question. I don't care what time of the year it is. I don't care what time of day it is. It's still a pitcher's park. And, 3 really good secret ballers make that team a 100-win team. But here's the thing. MLB is still obsessed with guys who can throw 100 starting pitchers. They're starting pitchers that can throw 100 miles an hour. And they don't know where it's going, and that's just a joke. The last time, gotta talk. Well, remind me. We got something to talk about Houston when it comes up, but they had a no-hitter the other day. But thinking about that, mentioning that, it's like how many times has somebody thrown a Maddox lately, and that is a no-hitter under 100 pitches, and it happened this week, but the Detroit should be able to do that, but they don't. Cleveland Guardians, go ahead. I got something to say about these fucks.
Well, then we got Cleveland at 54-58, 4.5 games back, negative 4 run differential. So there's a little bit of a silver lining, hopefully. But they're 3-7 in their last 10.
Didn't make a move at the deadline, man. Not a fucking move. Oh, at the time, only like 2.5 games back, I think.
Yeah.
Didn't make a move.
Not very many teams did.
Well, you were surprised how many teams did. How many blockbuster moves were few and far between. But here's the thing. I think it is. What do you think, Kyle? It Bob's as well. With the third playoff option, the third teams that are almost in it aren't going to sell anymore, are they?
No.
Even though they probably should.
Prime example, the California Angels.
Well, yeah.
That's right. I said it. Get over it.
Yeah. But the Guardians, man, they didn't move shit. So, and they're 3-7 in their last 10. Good message to send to your club. And they responded appropriately by going 3-7 after the trade deadline. Yeah. Well, not since then, but, most
then
of those
you have the Twins leading the division, plus 47 run differential, 59-54, and they are 5-5 in their last 10. And Jonathan Buxton is hurt yet again.
Oh, weird. They DH'd him and he still got hurt, huh?
Yes.
Jesus.
Can't run right, can't get right, ain't right.
They did They did jack shit at the trade deadline as well. And I think this is a lot of people for Twins fans. I guess this is the big question. What the fuck, yo? Like, oh, well, we're in a comfortable lead in the division. Yeah, but you haven't won a playoff game since when? 2004?
Hey, there is no explaining Minnesota. There just isn't. That is a whole different breed.
Dude, it's so crazy. It's just we're happy to win the division almost every year and then get in the playoffs and lose. That's our formula. Let's never go for it. Let's not blow this team up, this team's future up to get a couple arms or a bat that we desperately need to compete in the playoffs. Let's just get to the playoffs. And apparently that's Minnesota's front office's plan, which if I was a Twins fan, I would be fucking furious. I'd be like, here's your season tickets. Shove them up your ass. I will pay you $15,000 a year or whatever it is, whatever. I know my father-in-law has a season ticket package, but it's fucking, it's a very tiny season ticket package. But, he still has much of a gripe with anybody who pays for diamond seats. You're still a paying fan. And the Twins just aren't getting it done ever. They just get to the playoffs and they get smoked. It's like, what a joke. And how do you play for a franchise like that, by the way?
It's hard.
Yeah. Like, oh, we're not doing shit. Oh, I guess it's all on us. No, we need help. And you're not doing it. Man, that's what happened in Chicago. But, AL Central still on pace to be the worst division in the history of baseball. Good job, boys.
Are the Wrigley boys that tight?
Wrigley? What do you mean, Wrigley? Wrigley boy for the Cubs?
Yeah.
We haven't gotten there that far yet, but we'll talk about that in a minute.
All right.
Sure. But yeah. Where do you want to go next, Kyle?
National League East. The Montreal Expos are 49-63, 22.5 games back, negative 83 run differential. And they are 6-4 in their last 10. And for those of you that are following along, that's the Washington Nationals.
Took me a second. I'm like, what? Oh.
Yeah, oddly enough, Montreal is up for an expansion team.
Mm-hmm.
Just fucking send the team back. We don't need that many teams close together in that area.
No, we got a perfect 30, man. We're good. 31.
Send the Washington Nationals back to Canada.
There you go.
Please.
Yeah.
We don't need a team in D.C.
No.
A team in D.C. is stupid when you have the Baltimore Orioles who are in Maryland.
Yeah.
Or they can go a little further and go to Pittsburgh. Or go up to New York, find a team. Or go that way. Yeah, they got the fucking Phillies. Who gives a shit?
Tell the Mets fan in the back to shut up. She has no standing here after she got her team fire sale. Anyways, keep going, man.
Then you have
to the New York Mets. Weird.
Yeah.
How'd that happen?
Wow, nice segue there.
Yeah.
The New York Metropolitans. I'm going to use their full name because they don't deserve to be called the Mets.
The Mets.
I think you got somebody upset. I'm not sure.
They're 50-61, a whopping 21 games back, a negative 35 run differential, and they're 3-7 in their last 10. And I don't see any hope for them in sight this year.
How would you play for a team like that in a big market? I mean, the newspaper coverage is outrageous, and they still are for shit.
They went all in on these pitchers.
$86 million to two guys
that did not pan out.
Yeah. Although both those guys were pitching fairly well, but Montreal has those stadium for a team. Well, maybe they'll build them first. I don't know. But yeah. Get back to standings. Sorry, where am I at? Go ahead, Kyle. Sorry.
Then you have the Marlins.
Woo.
They're 58 and 55, 14 games back, negative 37 run differential, 3-7 in their last 10.
And their dude, what's his name? Was flirting with 400.
Oh, Ariza.
Yeah, he's still batting 381, but yeah, that's shit. I'll bet all y'all $100 nobody's ever gonna hit 400 again, ever.
No,
ever. There's no fucking way.
We had one guy almost do it, and they had to go on fucking strike.
Mm-hmm. I don't think.
And they ended the strike early, and it fucked them.
Yep. Well, that's what it is. The Marlins hanging in there. They didn't sell. They didn't buy really. And 3-7 in the last 10. I think there's another team, like the Reds, like the Cubs, that are kind of sitting there going, "Well, we have a chance." No, you don't. But do we unload to get better? How much better we're going to be if we unload these guys this year? How much better we're going to be next year? And not much. If the answer is not much, then you don't make a move. Going back to the Cubs and Pop's question, are they tight? No, I don't think they are. I haven't given them that quite yet, but I think they're very shrewd, the Ricketts, and if they're going to shell out dough, they're going to do it on. I'd be interested to see what they do next year. If the Cubs is this good and they sneak and win the division, kind of ahead of schedule, then they might go out and they might say, Marcus Stroman, here's a long-term deal. Hey, who else is eligible for free agency? Another pitcher, and go out and blow that guy up and bring him to Chicago, blow up a reliever, get maybe one more bat in the lineup, and then the Cubs are good. You add another solid starting pitcher, and you bring Marcus Stroman back. Then you got Stroman, whoever you want to sign next year, that's got something, and him, Stroman, and Steele, and Smiley can ever be a little more consistent. That's 4 guys, and the Cubs team can hit. This team can hit. Since the All-Star break, they're number 2 in every offensive category. Shit, they're 1 before the All-Star break in a lot of offensive categories. So I think the Ricketts are very shrewd in the fact that, look, what does the market tell? Do we need to spend right now is to make this team that much better? Who's out there to do that? Right now, nobody. So let's make a move or two, sit tight, see what our prospects do throughout the year, and then come back next year. And if the Cubs do anything, I bet it's going to be next year at the trade deadline where they make moves and they spend money in the winter meetings in that free agent period, and then they make moves because all right, we're in win now mode. We got to go win now. Let's go do this with what we have. So, anyways, back on to the standings.
Then you got the Philadelphia Phillies, who have become red hot all of a sudden. 61 and 51, 10.5 games back, plus 18 run differential, 6-4 in their last 10. Then the Braves, 70 and 39, plus 163 run differential, 6-4 in their last 10. Then we go to the American League East. My Red Sox are 57 and 54, 12.5 games back, but possibly in it for a wild card. This is the best division in all of baseball.
Oh, I forgot to mention about the Braves. Just lost a series to the Cubs. Just saying. 2 out of 3, baby. Beat 2 of your studs. Took them out. Smoked them. Done. 2 out of 3 of the Braves. How you like that, Joey, from Baseball Doesn't Exist? Woo! He doesn't care. He's got like 500,000 followers on YouTube. He's great. Go check out Baseball Doesn't Exist. I think it's the most mental guy in baseball. It's a story about Dallas Braden, who I hopefully in the offseason can get on the show, but it's about a 20-minute video and it's pretty cool. I made my wife watch it when we were having a fire on Friday night. And she actually loved it. She's like, this guy you're trying to get on? I'm like, yeah. She's like, you got to get this guy on. I'm like, I know, right? Like, she's like, you guys are shoulder buddies. You guys are both pitchers. You guys got the beard, the ginger beard going. You guys are great. You don't have much hair up top. You guys are like brothers. I'm like, well, fucking tell him that. Get him on the show. Shit. She's like, I don't know who he is. I'm like, what? You just. Anyways, moving on. Moving on.
So they're 57, 54, 12 and a half games back, plus
Jesus.
26 run differential, and they're 3-7 in the last 10.
Didn't do shit at the trade deadline and got fucking the ass beat off of him today.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
We don't need to talk about
boss? It. Yeah. Whoa. We can talk about it.
No, we don't. We don't need to talk about
it. Didn't do anything at the trade deadline.
Because Trevor Story's coming back. Ooh.
No.
Fuck that broke motherfucker from Colorado.
Yeah, well, they're my American League team. Always have been. And I'm a little disappointed.
The only good thing that has ever come out of Colorado besides Todd Helton was Nolan Arenado.
Yeah.
He is the only player that can play outside of Colorado. For some strange reason, they leave that ball team. They cannot play.
Because the air is so light out in Colorado, they don't have to work.
Everybody. Whee!
David Schneider had a great weekend in Boston. Yeah, he did.
Yeah, shit, jackass.
That was great. Oh, your fucking socks, man.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Moving right on. This team, I don't know how their manager is still managing.
Why?
The New York Yankees.
Why? You think it's Boone's fault?
He should have been fired 2 years ago.
Why?
Talk to Thomas Brickner. He'll tell you.
Oh, fucking Proby. Fucking suck my left nut. I'm sorry. Like, hey, Pops, who said if you give me good players, I'm a great manager? Give me shitty players, I'm a terrible manager? Who said that?
Joe Girardi.
No. Pops, do you remember who said that?
No, I don't.
Sparky Anderson.
I remember it being said, and I can't remember who.
Sparky Anderson.
Oh, was it Sparky?
Yeah. So, look, the days, Yankee fans, I'm sorry. I'm going to wake you up. The boss doesn't run the show anymore. His son is. And the sons of empires never do as well as the emperor, right?
No, I agree with that.
So, look, this is not the win-at-all-cost Yankees anymore. This is not retool by just buying the 3 highest free agents available on the market every year. They're not doing that anymore. Why? I don't know. Maybe because Hal's a cheap fucking...
Well, he's tired of seeing money come out of his pocket.
Oh, the franchise probably worth, $13 billion? Anyways. Yeah, but he's not willing to spend the money. He's trying to go Moneyball with this shit, and it's horrible. And this is... Yankee fans, get ready for this. You're going to be terrible for the next 3 to 4 years minimum. You're going to be terrible.
3 to 4?
Yeah.
We're talking till like
2035. No. Be realistic.
That's 12 years.
Be realistic.
How long is Judge signed for that contract?
What?
10 years, right?
All right, yeah.
Okay. So 10 years from now puts it at around 2035.
Nah, they'll figure it out. They'll redo it. Look, the Yankees in 3 or 4 years are going to be back to where they were. I don't know if the Yankees are ever going to be what the Yankees used to be, which is world dominated every year, World Series or bust. But
they sold their soul to the devil so they could win that many championships. Now they're reaping the benefits. They will have good players, but they ain't going to do shit. And I personally am very fucking happy about it.
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't care, but like, I think that,
And right now they have the greatest alcoholic in all of baseball.
Yeah. I think they'll be fine in 3 or 4 years, but you're gonna have a couple seasons where a Yankee fan, you're gonna have to like. You're really going to be like looking up at the standings all the time because you're going to be terrible.
They've been doing that since 2008.
No, they have not. Stop.
They have not won a World Series since 2008.
Well,
when you're a Yankees fan, you are World Series or bust.
I get it. But, hey.
And it pains them whenever a Red Sox fan goes, we have more World Series than you from the year 2004 on.
Well, that's a little arbitrary, isn't it? Like, I could say I've got
more. They have won to the Red Sox 4.
I can say the Cubs have won more World Series victories than, like, I don't know what, like 28 teams.
Yeah.
So no, you're not impressing me with that. But still, I think the Yankees, don't be prepared for sucking for a minute. That's all I'm saying. And
the Tampa Bay Rays and the Baltimore Orioles will win a World Series, multiple, before the Yankees win another World Series.
Oh, you're saying the Rays are going to win a World Series before the year? Oh, hold on. Somebody write this shit down. All right. The Rays are going to win a World Series.
And the Baltimore Orioles.
Oh, so there's both.
Both before the Yankees win any more World Series.
Hold on. For the Yankees. All right, how much you want to put on this?
I'll put $50 on it.
50.
No, I'll put a bottle of Jameson's on it.
Bottle of Jameson. And
tell Pook he owes me money.
Oh, I know he owes me money. So yeah, all right. Cool. Move on with the standings to the Blue Jays, I guess it is.
Yeah. Moving right along to the Tampa Bay Rays, 68-46, 3 games back. You like how I did that? I just skipped right over them.
Yeah.
Plus 147 run differential, 6-4 in their last 10. That's what I do to a team in Canada I don't give a shit about.
Oh, poor Chris. Poor Chris.
Then you have the Baltimore Orioles.
Teams in Canada are so terrible?
Why?
Because all the guys that got DUIs can't get into the country.
Ah.
Or they pitch for the Yankees.
Or they haven't had their COVID shots. They haven't had their COVID shots.
I'm not crying, Chris. I'm not crying. If I was crying, you'd know.
Emotional damage.
But I can say my team's won more World Series than yours has.
No. Hey, but nobody forgets Joe Carter.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, I remember Joe Carter off of Mitch Williams.
They played the Phillies.
Oh, all right. Keep it going.
Okay. Moving on to the National League West, you have the Colorado Rockies.
Did we finish the American League East?
Yep.
Oh, I had a couple things to say.
Oh, okay, go for it.
Tampa Bay Devil Rays didn't make a ton of moves. Did a little adding. Most people thought they were going to go hardcore in the starting pitching department. They didn't. Very strange. It's still, as Kyle mentioned, a plus 147 run differential. The Tampa Bay Devil Rays are a more successful version of the Minnesota Twins, in my opinion. They're going to make the playoffs, and they're going to get bounced. And they use their players. Look, I mean, every franchise is allowed to do whatever they want, but the Tampa Bay Devil Rays are infamous for just basically blowing people up, blowing arms up. Like, we know you probably have. Yeah, exactly. For one instance. And so I don't like their model. I don't like their team. I don't like, except for Randy Arozarena, I don't really like anybody else on there. Jorge Soler, I believe, is still on there too.
I like their second baseman, Brandon Lowe.
Yeah.
Oh, Chris likes their former outfielder, Kiermaier.
Yeah, well, he's not there anymore, so weird. But the Orioles didn't do much either. They did add a little bit. They added. Who did they take on? It wasn't Rich Hill because he went to LA, right?
No, Rich Hill went to the Padres.
Did he? Oh, he went to the Padres. Okay, so who did Baltimore add? They added somebody.
I'll find out right now.
Oh, would you? I'm trying. I'm trying to do the same thing too, but Jack Flaherty from the St. Louis Cardinals. When was the last time the Cardinals were sellers? Yeah, they got the Orioles got Jack Flaherty from St. Louis. So,
and they also acquired a minor leaguer from the Mariners.
A player to be named later.
And they traded cash for consideration to the Royals for Luis Brasso.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, let's do this. Hold on a second. Keep going with the standings. I'm trying to set something up.
Okay. All right. Had to get out of the standings to do that, so
I had to get out of the standings?
Yeah. I got a phone.
Oh, you're not doing it on your laptop.
No, I'm broadcasting from the laptop.
Well, you can still. I am too. You can still, stuff.
It's a lot of work, and I don't want to shrink screens down and shit. So,
hey, I'm going to bring up tennis in a minute.
No.
Oh yeah.
So now you got the Colorado Rockies. They're 44-67. 20 games back, -158 run differential, 4-6 in their last 10. Padres are making a strong push. They're 55-56, 9 games back. They're in the wild card hunt. Plus 75 run differential.
Better step it up.
They're 7-3 in their last 10. Arizona's starting to shit the bed. They're 57-56, 8 games back, -18 run differential, 2-8 in their last 10. The Giants are secretly squeaking up again, like they always do around this time of the year. They're 61-51, 3.5 games back, plus 24 run differential, 6-4 in their last 10. Damn Dodgers, 63-46. Plus 107 run differential, 6-4 in their last 10. Comments, Manny?
Well, the NL West has been a little shaky this year, but the cream usually rises to the top, and it has. The Arizona Diamondbacks were a great surprise early in the season and up to the All-Star break, but they are beginning to fade. Still a young club. They play for rings in the desert there, so don't count them out. But they're still in the wild card hunt, and they do have some really great young starting pitching. Offense, they didn't do a lot in the trade deadline, and that's the thing I keep going back to is when you get this third playoff deal, it's changed the trade deadline immensely and made a lot of teams think they shouldn't be sellers when they actually really should be. Diamondbacks, I don't think they should have sold. I think they should have went, but again, it looks like another team that's ahead of schedule, and they're really hesitant to take on payroll, especially what was without there. I mean, look at Giolito, Lance Lynn, Max Scherzer, Justin Verlander. Arizona, no. One, it's not guaranteed. Two, I can't afford it. And no, I guess I got to stay put. So they're going to stay put, and they're going to finish in third. That's what's going to happen. The Dodgers, fuck. I hate the fucking Dodgers. I mean, and not only is it a shitty stadium, not only is the story behind the stadium shitty. And if you don't believe me, look it up. They basically just cleared an entire neighborhood of Latinos out to make that, and then call it Dodger Stadium at Chavez Ravine. It's just it blows my mind. They are probably the second favorite in the National League, behind the Braves, and I hope the Braves meet them in the NLCS and beat the brakes off them, because there's a team in the NL that I could swallow winning the World Series, or at least getting there. It would be the Atlanta Braves. And to be honest with you, staring at the American League this year outside of Texas, nobody really scares me. I know Baltimore is really good. The Twins are shit. But the Rangers with the addition of Max Scherzer, they kind of scare me, but it looks like an NL. It looks like the Braves and everybody else. Kyle, what do you think?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so should we pick our divisional winners right now?
We can.
All right, see how we do.
Yeah.
All right. Let me see how we can do it. Do you want to write this down?
Yeah, let me go get a pen and a piece of paper. I'll be right back.
All right. Sounds like
we'll do this.
Let's do this. Yeah. Here we go.
Get on with it.
Yes, get on with it.
We will get on with it. We'll get to it in a second. All right. Are you ready?
Yep.
Sam Pook's not going to be here because he's going to be able to adjust his picks, but we'll give him a chance to do his picks next week. See if he wants to caveat or.
Well, that man cannot make any bets until he pays me for Rumble.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, he does sell you. He owes me too. That's all right. We love the Pook Dawg. All right. So, who wants to go first?
I don't know what you're picking.
We're picking the divisional winners in baseball: AL East, AL Central, AL West, National League East, National League Central, National League West. I will go first. In the NL West, I am taking the Los Angeles Dodgers.
Gee, that's a hard one to take.
In the NL Central, I am taking the Chicago Cubs.
That's a loser.
Says somebody whose team went 3-7 in the last 10. All right. Anyway. Love you, Pops, but wow. National League East, of course, I'm going to take the Braves. Why wouldn't I? Here's a funny thing. I'm going to flip some shit up and go batshit crazy. NL West, I'm taking the Houston Astros. They're getting healthy. Yordan Alvarez is back. They've got Verlander, the dude who pulled the just cheesiest goober move in professional anything ever. Anybody know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm. To go back to Houston.
No. But do you know why I think he's a cheesiest goober dude?
Oh, because of his wife?
Yeah, Pops. Did you know this?
What's that?
Google Kate Upton real quick.
Okay. Well, you told me about it a minute ago.
All right, yeah. Gorgeous. Dude just writes his number on a baseball and throws to her. They have like 5 kids. What a dude. He's happy there. He won a Cy Young there last year, by the way. Pitched like shit for the Mets up until the last couple of starts, but I'm telling you, that dude back there in Houston, fuck. That's scary shit, man. That's a gangster veteran pitcher who can walk in the clubhouse, command presence, and tell everybody, hey, this is what you're going to do to win a World Series. And if you don't like it, you can fight me and you're going to lose because he's that big monster kind of a dude. So, yeah, absolutely. I'm taking the Houston Astros. And AL Central, well, fuck, I'll take the Twins. Not hard. And I'm not going to go too far off in the American League East. I think the Orioles got this. I really wish they would have added better starting pitching than they did, but they did add starting pitching, so we'll see. But yeah, I'll take those.
You gonna add wild card?
For the wild card, I'm taking the Tampa Bay Devil Rays. In the National League, I am taking the. I think the Phillies are going to take it this year. Yeah. All right, Pops, what you got? What you got?
Well, in the East, you obviously got Atlanta.
Okay, right. I know he's going to take. I know he's going to take the Reds.
Yeah, we got to take the Reds.
Got to take the Reds,
and they got to take the Dodgers in West.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
I mean, this is all favorite shit. I'll stick with Baltimore.
Okay.
I just don't think Tampa Bay can mount that big of a charge. it's hard not to go with Cleveland in Central, but I guess Minnesota is the natural pick.
Yeah, but you can go be contrarian. Who knows? They might get hot. I mean, here's the thing. Like, here's the funny thing between Minnesota and Cleveland. Minnesota probably has the best 3 starting rotation in baseball. Believe it or not.
But the record doesn't show it.
Well, when you don't get any run support,
yeah, go figure.
You pitch 6 innings, give up 2 runs, and lose. I mean, 6
and you
to
have
2.
a $900 million shortstop.
Well, Correa, who and Buxton, who DH. Yeah, but all right, keep going, Pops.
All right, wait. I'm going to come back to Minnesota on that one.
All right,
and I'm going to hold with Texas in the West.
Okay.
I'll go with Tampa Bay for the wild card.
Okay.
And in the National League, 61. I think I'm going to go with San Francisco.
Okay.
Oh, I like. All right.
And you're taking the Guardians?
Yeah, he said he was taking the Guardians. Crazy.
All right. So now it's my turn.
Mm-hmm.
All right. See here. Of course, I'm taking the Braves. Nobody's going to catch them. I'm going to take the Cubs in the Central.
Woo! Yeah, baby.
And I'm taking the Giants.
Over the Dodgers? You're taking the Giants over the Dodgers?
Yep.
Wow, you're smoking crack. A lot of it.
I'm going to take the Orioles.
Like intervention.
I'm going to take the Orioles.
Okay.
The Guardians. I think that fight they did really woke them up.
Hopefully. I mean, it was only beating up the White Sox, which is, come on, how hard is that to do?
And I'm going to take the Rangers. And for my American League wildcard team, it's going to be the Astros. And for the National League, it's going to be the Dodgers.
All right. Should we wait till the playoffs are set and then pick our
Well, if we're doing this now, might as well
Nah, let's just wait until
I mean, we could predict to see we could just say, hey, this is our World Series prediction.
All right. Well, write it down.
I am.
I am Braves and Rangers.
Okay, Mini is Braves and Rangers. Pops?
That's kind of hard to walk away from the Braves and the Rangers, but
be on the winning team, Pops. You don't have to be contrarian. Just be on the winning team.
Go the Braves and Baltimore.
Oh, wow.
I like it. Good pick.
Braves and Orioles.
And the Braves win it.
Do you have the Braves winning it or the Rangers?
Braves.
Jesus. Yeah, I have the Braves too.
Okay. For me,
what do you got, Kyle?
It's a secret.
What's that? Kansas City?
It's a secret.
Oh, it's a secret. Oh. Okay.
I've got the Astros playing the Giants.
What?
Yep.
You're a fucking lunatic. How much have you had to drink?
Nothing.
Okay. Wow, that's crazy.
Because look at what happened last year with the Dodgers.
3
games. Bye-bye.
Yeah.
That's all it takes. 3 games, they're out.
When is the NFL fantasy draft? I will have that set up, and emails will send out to you sometime this week before next Sunday.
Oh,
and I'll
don't forget to add Tim. He wants to play.
Tim who?
Tim Latore.
All right. Well, then he needs to find somebody else to play. Otherwise, it's going to be uneven. But, yeah, that's fine.
And I have the Giants winning the World Series.
You're trolling. You were trolling. There's no way they're even going to make the playoffs. You're fucking trolling.
Lies. Oh, lies!
There's no way you're serious about that.
When did Springer die?
A few years ago.
Wow.
They're leading the wild card, and they're only 3 games back of the division.
And they got nobody on that team. Nobody impactful on that team. They're just fucking boring.
All it takes is 3 games to win a series.
Against who? Who are they going to match up against in the first game? Who are they going to beat in the NL? Who? Please tell me.
They'll probably play the Braves.
And they're going to beat the Braves.
All it takes is 3 games.
Oh, fucking lunatic. Lunatic. Nobody's beating the Braves. Look at them. All right. Plus 24 run differential. Plus 183 run differential. They had a murderer's row from like 1 to 8. Like the only thing there's a little bit sketchy-ish of the Braves. The starting pitching has not been great as of late, but over the course of the year, turn over a baseball card, I think we're going to be finding the Braves are the favorite to win the National League and win the World Series for sure. Like the Giants, man, I don't know if you're being contrarian or serious, man.
Being serious.
You're a lunatic.
Well, look at what happened last year. The Mets were a shoo-in to win.
101 win team. Yeah.
It was supposed to be the Mets against the Dodgers.
Mm-hmm.
And the Dodgers played that. The Mets played that buzzsaw that was the Padres. And it was first the Padres beat the Mets. Then they beat the Dodgers.
Chris Benoit asked, when did Pook take over Kyle's brain? I don't know, but it happened very quickly. Very quickly.
But I mean, if you think about it,
like, hey, I can't make the show troll Mini. Because that's what I do.
Think about it. All it takes is 3 games. In the first series, it's 3 games.
Yeah, I know, but it's the Giants, man. It's, I mean,
if the Giants play the Dodgers in the first series, boom. Now they got to go play the Dodgers or the Braves in the next series.
And get smoked.
And what if they don't and they win?
They're going to get smoked.
And they're the National League representative for the World Series.
Then the National League loses the World Series. Because the San Francisco Giants are the 4th or 5th best representative for the National League this year. And that's the Cubs and the Brewers thrown in there too.
Okay.
I'm just saying, like the Giants are just boring.
But what do they always say come playoff time? Your record during the regular season doesn't give 2 shits.
Yeah, well, fine. I think that's more applicable to football than it is baseball. But yeah, I think the Braves are just going to roll through everybody this year. But we'll see. We'll see. They
didn't roll through the Cubs.
No, they did not. Very surprisingly, I love watching competitive games, and today was a good show of the Cubs' strength because every time the Braves scored, the Cubs and the bottom inning scored again. So yeah, pretty interesting game actually. I loved watching it. I'm sure everybody at the birthday party wasn't very happy with me, but My daughter didn't mind because she loves watching baseball with me and my son. And, I'm like, why is John antisocial right now?
Let me put something on the table.
No.
Yeah.
All right.
Tennis legend Martina Navratilova called out the United States Tennis Association transgender inclusion policy early Sunday morning in response to another post on X. Navratilova, I can't even say her name anymore.
Yeah, Martina Navratilova
responded to a post from Independent Council on Women's Sports founder Kip Shagley Jones, who wrote that women's tennis is turning into a laughingstock because of these terrible policies prioritizing mental health and identity of men over women who have discovered they love tennis. I mean, why? I don't know. How do these tennis associations? Well, it's the same way with the
swimming, a lot of other things. Yeah,
fucked in the head.
I don't know. I think it's just an overcorrection, cultural overcorrection, which we do in America because we're so young and stupid as a country. Our culture hasn't, we're the trendsetters and we're also the newest kids on the block, so it's a weird place to be. But
for years we always thought the West Coast was wacko, but now the West Coast is taking over the rest of the country.
Well, I don't think it has, and I think this is the thing that people are look. Yeah. If you want to talk about victory here, so the International Committee for Swimming has banned any trans men from competing against women. So victory there. And they had a Senate hearing the other day where this guy literally answered this question, and I think his penis dropped off when he answered it. He was asked by a senator, so if Mike Tyson identified as a female, could she fight biological females in a boxing ring? And the guy looked at him. His little short answer is yes. And I'm like, wow. You just don't give a fuck about reality. That's the problem.
They don't.
It's all about emotion. It's all about making people good. And here's the thing. Look, I understand if you're LGBTQ, you're gay. Fine. I have a brother-in-law that is gayer than cat shit. His fiance is like fucking just wow gay. Wow gay. I mean, it's just like super jazz hands. I love them both. Love them great. They're great. Great people. Awesome. However, it doesn't give you the right to dictate to people that you're a victim, dictate to people that you should apologize, you should do this, you should do that, and that trans kids and trans that and trans that. You really look it up, you Google it. It's less than, I think, 1.3% of the population.
I know. We're arguing over.
Well, nothing. Here's the thing. Here's the funny thing. Somebody told me this. Somebody very smart on Twitter. I won't say who he is, but he says, always look at why you feel your way you feel and why are you being manipulated and who's doing it. And then react. Because I didn't react to the kid last night on the bar. It was the first time I reacted in almost a month to the guy, the army soldier running to North Korea. Because I wanted time to find out what the hell was going on. Other than that, by the way, United States women's soccer team got knocked out because Megan Rapinoe demanded equal pay for not equal value and missed a penalty kick. So good for you, you purple-haired bitch.
Choke.
What were they going to do? What were the Marines going to do? They said they were going to separate him, but they said he still had some time to serve in the United States.
Probably just paperwork. They're getting him out of Korea because they're fair. He's gonna take care of himself, if you will, and so they're administratively pushing him out. And he said, "No, I'm gonna go see a tour group, get to DMZ, and then run across the DMZ and be captured by North Korean soldiers, which is gonna end well for me. Obviously, not a somebody with good mental health, obviously, and he's going to regret that decision for the rest of his life. And I love my recruiters. There's some really good ones out there. Well, let's be honest. Some recruiters will put fucking a body in just to fucking put a body in.
Well, they got numbers to meet too.
Yeah.
If they got to meet that number, they'll grab what they can grab.
Which is fucking horrible. But whatever. Because that's what happens. That's guys run across the TV. Those are the guys who jump off the fourth deck at boot camp and face plant. Those are the guys who fucking bulldog their ass and just walk off a forward operating base in the middle of Afghanistan because they're not happy about their conditions at their base. It's way off sports. So, yeah, need to get back to that. Pops, I'm sorry about your Reds. I'm sorry they didn't make any moves, but let's be honest, I don't think they really should have this year. I think they kind of have to sit tight this year. See when they get Ludlow and Hunter Green back. See if they can be sustainable. See if they can make a run with those guys. And then next year, you've got an opportunity to go spend some money. And maybe pick up a couple key free agents to solidify that lineup, solidify that bullpen and start a rotation, and then go. I would love to see the Reds do great. I know if they do, it'll come at the expense of my Cubs, and I doubt that's going to happen because the Reds are run like the Oakland A's. So I think the Cubs got a better chance of winning next year more than the Cubs or the Reds do, but I don't know. We'll see. Oh, unfortunately, we didn't get our special guest on, but we'll get him next week. Hopefully soon. I'm sure he has some issues that he could not get away from. No big deal there. Can't wait to see him. I already got him bookmark on Baseball Reference so I can just grill him to the tees. And we'll have a lot of fun with him, I'm sure. But
he's phenomenal when it comes to baseball. He's also on the retired baseball players committee.
There you go. So without further ado, we're coming to the end. We could go longer, but I say nay.
You know what I miss?
What?
Mike Egan was my sports director when I was there, and he always had some really interesting statements about sports.
Oh, sure. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I wish I would have pushed to get with him in his baseball camp. It might change things for me. But, yeah. Anyways, without further ado, my final thoughts. Remember, never take a permanent solution to every problem. There's plenty of resources out there. Go out there and seek them out. I know it's not in your DNA necessarily, but hey, just make the call. Just talk to people. So just talking, even a random fucking ass stranger. It's so freeing. It's so uplifting. Yeah, make sure you check out the Wool Radio Show this Tuesday, 1900 on YouTube and the Wool Entertainment Network YouTube channel, which Kyle is a part of. Other than that, I'm going to send it to Kyle while I look for my last video.
Like I always say, if anybody reaches out, just listen. Don't try and fix the problem. Just listen. When they're all done, ask them if they're okay. And then if you're actually able to be nearby, go check on them. Take them out. Get them out of their element. Other than that, no, you're not worthless. You do have value. If you're struggling and going through anything, no, you're not alone. There are references. There are places you can go to get help. Have a great week. Catch me on Tuesday. I'll have an interesting dummy of the week. And I will see you guys Saturday night.
As long as it's not me, I'm fine with it.
It might be Pook. Who knows? Because he
Oh no, I had
your money first.
I had a baby girl at 46 years old, so I'm definitely up on that list. But
no, but you're not like actively taking a shit in like a Joe's Crab Shack and then jumping butt naked in the river and then getting caught because you took a shit in Joe's Crab Shack, and then they found you butt ass naked, high on meth, in somebody else's boat.
I haven't done that in like 10 years. So, yeah. Anyways, all right. Here's another funny video. Joe Kelly, one of the most fiery relievers, just came back on a trade to the Dodgers, and he gave Fernando Tatis a little bit of a fuck you, which I'm fine with.
He's ended the Dodgers season last year. Oh, he gets spilled here. A pitch from Kelly is right down the middle to get him looking. Certainly had him uncomfortable with those high and tight pitches, and strikes him out.
You fucking bitch.
Padres ended the Dodgers season.
I love it. You fucking bitch. I love that in baseball. I love it. I love it when guys talk shit. Love it. Like, love it. Especially pitchers. But, hey. But I love it. Man, it was awesome. Just made Fernando look like a douche canoe. And you know what? He's a fucking great baseball player and a pretty good kid, from what I can tell. Got that PD suspension from fucking. Look, if you look at that guy and you think he's using steroids to cheat, you're a fucking idiot. So let that shit go. Although don't let the Houston Astros cheating scandal ever go away. Ever. Don't ever let that go away. Fuck those people. Fuck those dudes. Fuck that team. I know I got one more here that I want to play. That is baseball related, if I can find it. Let's see if I can find. Oh, here we go. The Yankees got a prospect coming up.
That's ambidextrous.
Yeah.
So did the Mets.
It's a new thing because once Shohei did it, everybody else looks to look for guys who can do it too. And guess what? The vast majority of them are going to be fucking douchebags, and they're not going to be able to do it. But this guy apparently, once we get through the commercial, he's something to look at. Boom. Oh, we got a nice little slider arm action there, I guess. Huh? There you go. Boom. I like it. Got high fastball, little tailing action on that. Yeah. There you go. So you got that. I think I got one more from Sarah. I'm not sure. Let's see if I can find it. Oh. Well, this isn't from Sarah, so don't associate with her because I love her. She's a sweetheart. But this is apparently some people the greatest drive in golf ever. Just give it to you guys just for fun, shits and giggles.
Golf.
Yeah, I know.
How much electrical were you on?
Mechanical? Oh, okay.
Pretty nice drive. Good view.
Where'd the ball go?
Oh, pretty straight, but nobody was looking at the ball.
Not exactly my problem.
All right, boys. We're out. Thank you.
See y'all next week.
Yeah, see you all next week. Have a good time. Love you all. Big day to game kiss.